The year is 2025. You, like many others, have found yourself burnt out on the everyday grind of doom scrolling and grueling hours at the ball-crushing factory. The microplastic slop diet and funny-flavored Chinese nicotine vapors just don't give you the kind of serenity they once did. If only there were some other avenue of escapism you have not yet exhausted. Some way to just leave it all behind, if only for a few days. A home-sharing service to take you somewhere the police would never think to look for who was responsible for that vehicular manslaughter incident. Enter Airbnb.
Chicken meat in my shoes and...
In case you've been living under a rock for the past decade, allow me to explain. Airbnb is an online marketplace that connects people looking to rent out their homes with those seeking such accommodations. Founded in 2008, it allows hosts to list their properties ranging from windmill to big shoe to young people who could never hope to afford a sustainable living situation. You might be thinking to yourself, I wonder what type of neat places I could rent with this fine service. Well, I'm glad you asked. Currently on the menu, we have succumbing to dysentery on the Oregon Trail, afflicting the curse of Raw, seeing if jet fuel really can melt those pesky steel beams, Mirror, the Joe Rogan Experience, reminiscing on war crimes, Train, and many, many more. Looks fun, right? After all, why shouldn't you go out on a limb to rent one of these marvels and have a little fun yourself? Well, allow me, a humble safety cone, to introduce you to some of the most heinous incidents that the company's legal team were not successful in hiding from the public eye. In 2023, 22-year-old TikToker and girl boss Caitlin Boss, along with her friend Rachel Horman, were renting an Airbnb in Miami, Florida when they discovered what appeared to be a hidden camera in their bedroom. The cops were called and a report was made to Airbnb about the incident. The company claims that they closed the case without confirming or denying the existence of a hidden camera, but it seems pretty obvious that the person who put their home up for rent was up to some nefarious activities. Tisk tisk, Florida man, we must strive to do better. To their credit, Airbnb reimbursed the girls for their trip and even paid for them to stay in a different unit for the next week. Though all is fair in love in Florida, this would not prove to be an isolated incident.
Zarina Mellis says she's used Airbnb over the years without issue until this past April when she says she booked an apartment in Santa Monica through the rental vacation company. She says everything was going well until she noticed something suspicious.
Meet our protagonist and elite hidden camera detector, Zarina Mellis. After unpacking her carbon monoxide detector that she brought with her, she noticed that the smoke detector in the Airbnb was plugged in with a USB cord. This, of course, was strange, because... Wait, she brought a carbon monoxide detector with her? Like she packed her own carbon monoxide detector? Huh. Strange.
Strange because upon further inspection, Zarina Mellis says that smoke detector contained a hidden camera inside an apartment she rented on Airbnb.
Nevertheless, our protagonist then looks on Amazon only to find the exact hidden camera being used by her peeping Tom listed as a nanny cam. Why, you ask, would a company make a nanny cam that can be hidden from adults? I'm sure you know why. And after she downloaded a special app, she was able to see that there were other hidden devices also connected to the Wi-Fi.
Zarina says she left the apartment immediately and checked herself and her son into a nearby hotel. She then contacted Airbnb and filed a report with Santa Monica police stating she discovered 2 cameras inside the Airbnb, one disguised as a smoke detector and one inside a closet pointed at the door. However, the door did not have any type of openings.
Now at first, Airbnb stated that they had thoroughly reviewed the incident and were unable to confirm that their community standards and terms of service had been violated, only issuing a partial refund of $2,701. But after she brought the story to the news and they started pressing the company for a comment, the suits folded and gave her the full $5,307. The story got so much attention, in fact, that Airbnb had to release an official statement about how hidden cameras are exceptionally rare. Now, there are plenty examples of horrible Airbnb hosts, but that is only one side of the home-sharing hellscape coin. And after witnessing how some renters abuse these properties, I am now confident that many of my common man will not see the kingdom of heaven. Observe the plight of this woman, her horrifyingly ugly glasses, and overly feminine husband.
When Mark and Star King finally entered their home after renting it out for the weekend, they were shocked at what they saw.
There's mayonnaise on furniture and barbecue sauce everywhere and chicken meat in my shoes, and everything is just totally thrashed. And we had a beautiful home, and I don't feel like I'm even at home. I feel like I'm in this, like I'm standing inside of a dumpster.
The couple had rented their home through the website Airbnb. The offer was for 3 nights for 4 adults who claimed they were in Calgary for a wedding. According to their neighbors, a party bus showed up Saturday night.
The party bus comes and cars fill every available spot along the streets. And it began and went on in here from Saturday night until we finally convinced them, with the police helping us on Monday, to evacuate.
The family had no idea what was happening at their home until they received a text from a neighbor on Monday morning. They arrived with police and discovered people were still inside.
Finally, one girl cooperated, called cabs, woke up the people that were passed out, and we had about 20 people that filed out of our house at that time, which were the leftovers, and walked in at that point with the police to this.
The home had been trashed.
When the police came in, they said this wasn't a party. This was a drug-induced orgy. And there's evidence for that throughout the whole house.
Airbnb issued a statement about the King's experience. In it, they say, "We have banned this guest from Airbnb, and our trust and safety team will offer its full assistance to law enforcement in any investigation of this incident." A Calgary police officer who arrived at the scene had this reaction.
It was almost anger. It's just, I couldn't believe that somebody could do that in 3 days to another person's home.
Such a violation.
The Kings have been offered accommodation while their home is repaired. Police have the name of a suspect who could be charged with mischief to property over $5,000. Mike Symington, CBC News, Calgary.
Now, I am nothing but a sympathetic traffic cone. If someone had a crazy rager at my house and didn't invite me, I would be pissed as well. But renters' transgressions don't just end at trashing the place. Some Airbnb owners can't even get the people to leave.
And next to a warning about a growing trend for American families earning extra cash by renting their home on a popular website. Tonight, one woman couldn't get those renters to leave. Here's ABC's Candice Gibson with what you need to know before opening your home to strangers.
Opening your home to strangers at all seems like a bad idea, but go off, Queen.
This is what one California homeowner called a living nightmare. Watch as this couple roams the Santa Cruz house, rummaging through the refrigerator cabinets, the homeowner standing on the side, helpless.
Do you feel like a prisoner in your own home?
Absolutely. I have 8 security cameras in my house right now.
33-year-old Poonam Sandhu renting her master bedroom to this couple through Airbnb last month. Weeks into the contract, agreeing to transition to a cash-only payment not involving Airbnb. And that's when Sandhu says the payment stopped coming.
So I asked them very politely, it's time for you guys to go.
And did they go?
They did not.
Honestly, can't believe that didn't work.
Surveillance cameras rolling as the duo is served illegal papers, but they refuse to leave. The shirtless male seen creeping throughout the house at night. California law on their side.
California law allows the tenant that 30-day notice because they have to find a new place to live.
Yeah. And that's expensive.
And some tenants have been using that to their advantage.
Sandhu finally agreeing to pay $1,700.50 to get the pair to leave her own house, figuring it's less than a lengthy eviction process.
Nightmare?
Absolute nightmare. Worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. Scariest thing.
Court documents indicating this same couple has an ongoing claim against them for not paying rent elsewhere.
Yeah, it turns out that these guys are like the Harlem Globetrotters of squatting, and since the homeowner lives in California, there's really nothing she could do about it.
Now Airbnb telling ABC News we strongly encourage hosts to only book through Airbnb. They may change policy to financially penalize anyone who overstays an Airbnb reservation. Other experts encouraging those renting out their homes to do background checks. Candace Gibson, ABC News, Santa Cruz, California.
So what, if anything, can we learn from this? Learn to hide your spy cameras better? Learn to not let strangers into your home? Learn to hate the state of California? Learn to code? I'm not sure, and I'm pretty upset that you would ask me this considering we don't know each other that well. But since you have, allow me to give you a suggestion. Try Verbo, because the name sounds more silly. Goodbye.